Here on the banks of the Mississippi River, just east of New Orleans, you'll find a farm that was once a part of a great estate that grew indigo and stretched as far as the eye could see.
Originally, this was part of the Story plantation, which was a large plantation, encompassed thousands and thousands of acres. And then back in the 1920s, that was parceled into tracts of land of roughly 800 acres that were sold off.
In 1925, Dr. Louis Moreau purchased some of that plantation, naming it Docville Farms. Moreau was not only a doctor, but the local sheriff, and his father-in-law was a prominent banker. Docville grew citrus, vegetables, and even thoroughbred racehorses for a time. Over the decades, the family amassed land and wealth that occupies the lowlands east of New Orleans.
We actually have an eroding asset. A lot of our land holdings is marshland that we currently have roughly 27,000 acres of marshland, but today, that might have been yesterday, today it might only be 25,000 acres of marshland. Inside the protection, we probably have about 8,000 acres.
Mrs. Arlene Moreau inherited the land and had a love for telling the story of agriculture. She helped set up a family foundation that carries forward that mission today.
In 2009, we carried out her dream a little bit further, and we took 132 acres of Docville and designated it for community and educational purposes. And it'll never be developed. It's always going to be rural. It's always going to have livestock. It's always going to have horses.
And that mission has grown yet again, now providing an annual event here on the banks of the Mississippi River at Docville Farms.
One of our premier events we do here is we host, in conjunction with LSU Ag Center, Ag Magic on the River, where we have a 3-day scheduled field trips where we bring through about 3,000 school kids, and then we leave it open on the Saturday of that same week to the public so the kids can bring back their parents and grandparents that weren't able to come with them on the field trip.
But Mrs. Moreau had one other wish. She lamented the fact that area residents could not see the mighty river that was next to them, a river of vital importance to agriculture.
Where we're standing right now is part of the Arlene Moreau River Observation Center. It came to be from my aunt's vision of wanting to have a gazebo overlook, because when kids would come to Docville, there's such a strong disconnect between the river and the people because of the levee. When you're driving around our parish, you cannot see the river unless you're on a bridge.
That observation point is 5 stories in the air, part of the foundation's offices and exhibition space. Truly a magnificent vantage point to watch barge traffic and see the land stretching from the levees to the ocean.
The history of Docville Farms goes so far back, they regularly find cannonballs here from the Battle of New Orleans back in 1815. Yet it's a place not stuck in the past. It does the very important job of teaching both children and adults about agriculture today. Traveling the countryside in St. Bernard Parish, Louisiana, I'm Andrew McCrae.